Yeah, so much better into my friends because I walk 6 miles, 3 hours in a 110-degree heat weather when my phone got disabled, just to make sure I could go off and test out the parameter. But that system over here, what's up? Oh, yeah, definitely, man. My favorite black cat over there, that's my neighbor over here. Like every night and once in a while, I see him climb the wall and go to his secret black cat, black cool black cat hangout spot over here, just like a Black Cat the anime. Yeah, so black cat over here. He's going out to like disappear behind the wall into a cool spot with like the pink petal. So I come down to the spot over here. You should have seen them over here. Try to drive around, especially I see where I'm going into Morphin especially. Yeah, so it's a good spot over here. That's not a hotel. There's nobody above. There's nobody below, and there's nobody adjacent on the special. Yeah, so I don't have people over here go off for like somewhat do the electromagnetic weapons and all that stuff left off myself. Because I told you they got lost into like reality and a conspiracy, but like the conspiracies and like the copycats start to like materialize the real conspiracy over time. Because I said again, that stuff was not around on that level of mass spam, the way that they did it with the population until they wanted to go off and prove that someone getting vaccinated will go off and kill you on the special. Right? No, I don't recall opening that. I don't. Right. The wind must have been tough on the special and knocked this down on the ground. Broke it. Alright, things like that you record just in case. I said again, yeah, you don't want to be held for like a properly damaged on the special because when I came in, that was already like that. Yeah, this was already locked. But I said again, this is a good spot. Yeah, very very awesome with continuous power and like continuous water. I think the spot is like what $60 a night. $60 a night. I sleep in there versus the $100 a night per hotel. I mean a night in the hotel area. That we're not even sleeping because I have to step out the hotel because of the fact that the trolls that work for law enforcement and the spies will go off and like somewhat put poison inside the HVAC system and like make everybody cough on especially, and then go off and like pull out unique electromagnetic tools, a system on behalf of the electronic warfare division police units whenever they can book their rooms across you, especially outside. They have to go off and like make you scratch all sorts of stuff and outside. So cool setup over here. If you're from the year 2013, you already know what this lock is into Morphin especially. We don't talk about it. Those of us that know, we know into Morphin. Those of us that don't, I said again, be careful. You have too many snitches on especially. So I said yeah. So once I got the key over there into Morphin especially, it was nighttime. I didn't even know that there was a flashlight to go off and like see. I'll put in the key into Morphin especially. So they got this cool setup over here. That's over there is mine. And then over there you get to see the sequencer. Yeah, so it's 4x4 surface by 2. So you're gonna have a probability that's gonna go off like someone give you the same sequence over and over again, and you get to see why is it. Yeah, you get to see why is it that adding more surfaces or more system over here will go off and prevent the same sequence from happening again. And why is it that makes a great password generator when they get like 1 billion combinations that cannot be easily replicated until it goes inside of a ritual, into another billion calculation, 1 billion into Morphin especially. All right, so I said, cool spots, very clean into Morphin especially. The only thing that I have a problem with is that the windows themselves are not tinted. Yeah, so the windows are not really tinted on the special. So during nighttime, when I turn on the light around this side right here, on this other side over here, some people might see my tushy, or like my naked body. Yeah, if I was not aware, because the fact that you have a level over here, and then you have a mirror view, right next to the bathroom. So I said a really cool spot for like $60 a night. I got the TV, the Wi-Fi, the AC, really good AC system over here. What's up? And I said again, I even the water is it's hot water, but at the same time the pressure is really good. And some more French facility. I'm gonna have to go off and get some more wipes. And then I said the toilet system, I have to keep that ventilation on. because it's kind of like a makeshift when you have a backflow. So you have to be very careful how you flush that. So it's not flushing right now. I just put in water. Yeah, and then we try to let it flush afterwards. And then you get the air gap from like the entire tube do a backflow into that space area, like the sulfur. And that's why I keep that running on the space area. So I don't shave. I just do bare minimum. Yeah, so a good flow of water. And over there I got my stove over there, my old school stove with like my microwave, because you know it's continuous power. So I don't have to run the engine with the fuel. Yeah, to go off and power up a 400 volt system over there, a 480 volt, 30 to like 15 amp system over there with different branches. Yeah, so I got this cool stove over here and this oven. Yeah, it's out of RC. I mean RV. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to clean up real quick. You know, it's not bad. It's nice into my office, especially. And then I get this cool retro view of them about this old school system. That's way to like old school boating. You know, you know these vehicles that they used to go off and create as boats. So you know the manufacturing system over here used to go off and like share the same motors and the same engines on the special. So the motor group over here, yeah, it was all over the place with like different cars and different systems to go off and like somewhat power, energize mechanic torque, special horsepower into my office special. So you have this old school system. That's pretty neat into my office special. I guess that's where the black cat go to. It goes in that pool there to hang out. So you know, I got this cool system over here. Yeah, for like $60 a night. I rent out the space for like 7 days, not 30 days, because I know how it's going to be for the time being. But even then, I still don't trust the place here. I still think there's hidden cameras on the space side. You got to hear about that Chinese communist leader that got busted for like installing hidden cams and going around blackmailing people. Yeah, that's why I don't trust most of the space here on the space. Right. No, because for odd reasons, the Americans or the others were not supposed to copy it, but for odd reasons, they copied the hidden cam network with like the small cams or like the wireless system, and then eventually they implicated everybody. It's have like multiple lawsuits by just going and have like different companies or different lawyer groups go off and sniff out hotels for like hidden cams or like hidden mics or hidden surveillance. All sorts of stuff that's like easily dealt with is of a course into my office. Specific. Even I couldn't believe it. Yeah, the level of stupidity that came from our older generation that just wanted to watch and monitor everybody. Yeah, and then tell you what to do into your sex life and all that stuff like that. With anthropology into my office, especially. I'm from corporate. I'm much more trained. That's why I'm much more cautious. Even I couldn't believe it that these dudes we had hidden cams inside like almost every hotel Airbnb that they were in as an entrepreneur group with like different lawyers and governors on, especially. I was like, yo, are you stupid? I was like, yeah, they're very stupid into my office, especially. No wonder the kids came to him with the different units, and eventually they knew where to find the network to sniff out, and eventually they infested the entire webcam network on, especially, and eventually they wanted to like blackmail them and send them to prison with their scam, all that stuff. They turned them into hoes, they turned them gay, and then by the time they were done with it, they were creating videos, like a whole bunch of drawings about the history, about what they had done to like the previous crime group, especially. They turned them into hoes. That's simply exploiting the very same hardware that they were selling them, that they were manufacturing, to then go off like someone exposed the crime that they were doing while they were telling them how to go off and do the crime, especially. Very dumb. Again, the dudes were producing the hardware and the software and the techniques, and then eventually they were given the package over the cyberspace, or like a criminal network about business ideas and what to do as a business package into my office, especially. And by the time they copied the business package with like extortion, blackmail, going to put hidden cams inside the space, and they're extorting politicians, police officers, all that stuff like that. The same group went on to like hire younger kids that are much more energized. So then go off and monitor those networks, collect information, and then go off and like collect evidence against them, and eventually sell them out, blackmail them, and then throw them in prison for like more than 20 years and above, and then eventually make them beg inside that prison system where they could execute them. And then they turn them into like hoes on the special. They turn into slaves, into my offense special. Yeah, I said it is what it is, man. I said to this day, even I can't even believe that. I said, are you that stupid that you have to go off and like copy? I was like, what the fuck? Why couldn't you just do business normally? You had to go for the extra, and then the extra itself was attached behind a system that was related to like people snitching or creating false things, waiting for you to go off and take the trap. So by the time you pick up the trap, they go off and report you to law enforcement, and then eventually sell you up on the special. That was the same group that did the child pornography on the special. They were hiring people from like the Oriental space that are like child pornographers, and are married to children to then go off and generate child pornography overseas over some website, and then they put some trackers in there, and then by the time they were done with it, they passed them off to the FBI. Yeah, and eventually some. No, because that's what they do with the others wanted to go off like poison the drug trade. Poison the cocaine rock, kill everybody on a special. Well, I said again, if God had favored you, I would have been in the streets without a phone. But probably, yeah, for the time being, I'm gonna spend some time in here. Because again, the benefit about this place here is that I'm not connected to a central system. I could go off and shut off the AC and never breathe the air that's outside, and then I always have a pocket of air. Yeah, and then later on when I have a proper budget, I'll bring in the oxygen tech and the oxygen filter. Yeah, so now I'm gonna breathe out proper oxygen on the special, and then I'm gonna sustain this for like $2,000 to $1,800 a month, which is easy money for me. Yeah, I still get leftover like $2,000. Yeah, my own pocket of it, plus the extra jobs and the extra income that I'll be making. So I'll be having a purse of $6,000 and above, which is more than enough for me to go off and chase after some prototype of a system. That'll go off and help me develop a material engineering computer science space with like new programming techniques and system or computer model. That'll go off and do things that's much more exotic. It's mechanical computing that's like analogous and digitized at the same time. That there's something new that people want, like such as detecting weapons, force field system. Yeah, or then flying cars on the special. So I said by the end of the day, I'll be making my money. And eventually every single day I curse out the fact that group will be with the bootleg group, the firmware extractor that go off and sell firmware software illegally, the bootleg group. Yeah, the movie doodle that you found in China. That's still in hardware and technology. Is onto my ass, and the same scalpers that are still in technology on the space and inflating the price of like Ticketmaster. Yeah, and then moving the drugs into the streets. All that